All right, let's talk about something we've all dealt with. You know, you're in an app, you're totally in the zone, and then bam, a product update pops up right in your face. Now, these updates are supposed to be helpful, right? They're supposed to make our lives easier. But so often they just feel like a huge annoyance. So today we're going to break down how to share updates that actually help your users, instead of making them want to throw their phone across the room.
I mean, seriously, you know the feeling, right? You're finishing up a big report, you're just about to beat your high score, or you're sending a super important message, and this giant pop-up about some new feature you couldn't care less about just hijacks your entire screen. It has to be one of the most maddening experiences online, and it really gets to the core of what we're talking about here.
And that's the real paradox, isn't it? The intention behind the update is almost always good. The team wants to inform you, improve the product, add some kind of value. But the impact just feels like a complete disruption. See, the problem isn't usually the update itself. It's all in the delivery. And the good news? Once you understand why it feels so annoying, it's actually pretty easy to fix.
So, let's get into the psychology of it all. It turns out, people don't really hate updates. What we all hate are interruptions. You could have the most amazing, life-changing new feature, but if you introduce it by breaking someone's focus at the worst possible moment, it's always going to feel frustrating.
Think of user frustration as these four, let's call them the four horsemen of annoyance. First, you've got volume, just way too many messages creating a wall of noise where nothing stands out. Then there's timing, that classic pop-up that hits you mid-flow. Third is irrelevance, getting an update about a feature you literally never use. And finally, the format, those big, flashy, in-your-face pop-ups that feel more like a roadblock than a notification.
So, how do you fight back against these four horsemen? Well, it's not about some fancy new tool or complicated strategy. It all comes down to one single, fundamental shift in how you think. It's about moving away from what the company wants to say and focusing on what the user needs to hear. This is the big aha moment.
And this quote right here, it absolutely nails it. It's so powerful because it's just so obviously true. Nobody opens an app thinking, "Ooh, I hope I get to read a press release today." No, they're there to do something, to message a friend, to finish a project, to listen to music. Any update that gets in the way of that goal is by definition an obstacle.
And this slide just lays out the difference perfectly. On one side, you have the broadcast mindset. It's all about the company. Look what we built. Here's our news. It's like shouting everything through a megaphone. But the user-centric mindset, it flips the entire script. It asks, what do you, the user, get out of this? How does this make your task easier? It's a huge shift from yelling about what you shipped to quietly explaining how it helps them.
Okay, so we get the mindset shift. It's all about the user. But how do we actually do that? Let's move from the why to the how and build a playbook of practical, real-world strategies for communicating in a way that's respectful and, maybe even welcome.
First things first, you gotta choose the right channel for the job. Not every update deserves a parade. A little in-app message is perfect for small changes that affect what a user is doing right now. Email? That's great for bigger announcements, stuff they can check out on their own time. And push notifications? Man, you have to treat those like gold. Use them only for super urgent, high-value info. For everything else, a quiet changelog is your absolute best friend.
This one is so important. The moment you send the exact same message to every single user, you've pretty much guaranteed it's going to be irrelevant for most of them. What's a game changer for a power user is just static for a newbie. So the solution is simple. Stop broadcasting and start segmenting.
And this is exactly why. Your users are not one big identical blob. You've got your power users who want all the nitty-gritty details. You've got brand new users who just need some gentle guidance. And you've got your casual users who pop in once in a while and only care about the big picture. If you talk to all of them the same way, you're not really talking to any of them.
So, you've picked your channel, you've picked your audience. Now what about the message itself? Think of this as your respect checklist. Lead with a clear headline that gets right to the point. Use simple language, no jargon. Make it scannable, not a giant wall of text. And, this is crucial, make it incredibly easy for them to close it and get back to what they were doing. It's all about respecting their time.
Look, if you forget everything else we've talked about, please just remember this one thing. This is the golden rule. Give users control. The absolute best way to not annoy people is to empower them. Let them choose what they hear about in their notification settings. Let them opt in. When people feel like they're in charge, updates stop feeling like an invasion and start feeling like a collaboration.
So let's bring it all home.
When you stop just broadcasting and you start truly communicating, when you focus on what the user wants, pick the right channels, and give them control, you're doing way more than just passing along information. You're building trust. And over time, your users will learn that when a message from you does pop up, it's probably going to be something that's actually worth their attention.
So, the next time you're getting ready to ship a new feature or an update, just pause for a second and ask yourself this question. Are you about to interrupt your user with an announcement they never asked for, or are you giving them an invitation to discover something new that will genuinely make their experience better? The choice you make there? Well, that makes all the difference in the world.